So I kind of nested this, so I should just explain this diagram briefly. So it was a map I tried to make in some sense of my own identity. I mean, just using myself as an example of someone typically situated in society. So, I have this role, which is kind of a high resolution role. I'm a father and a husband, and I also run a business, and so the father and husband thing is sort of nested inside of that because it's dependent on my economic success to some degree. And then that's nested inside a capitalist structure. And then that's nested inside, well, I said American personality, but it's sort of, that's good enough. And then that's nested inside the humanistic Western personality and inside the Judeo-Christian personality, and that's all nested inside this thing that's best conceptualized as something approximating the exploratory hero. And so that's a value structure that's, and you can differentiate that to a much higher level than father and husband, and we did that when we decomposed things right down to, their motor actions. And what you want, and this is, I think, there's something that's transcendent about this. You want all those things stacked up so they're all operating properly at the same time, all the way up and all the way down. And I don't even know how far down means. Like, if you get all those things together, your physiology be organized and oriented properly too. And that means your organs work properly and the micro elements of them work properly and all the way down. And then if everything is organized like that too, the society starts to work. And everything starts to organize itself along a horizontal axis where each level of the structure supports every other level. And you can feel that, I believe. That's what you feel when you're engaged in doing something meaningful. You can feel those things coming together. And you can also feel like that as a kind of strength that pushes you forward instead of pulling you backwards. So, and I think that our nervous systems are very sophisticated. And they orient us in time and space. And they can tell us when they're in the right place at the right time. And people love that. And I think you experience that when you're deeply engaged in music as well. It puts you there momentarily, right? Say you're in a cathedral and you're listening to some remarkable music. If the light pouring in, you're in trees, because that's what a cathedral is. That's what the arches is. It's light coming through the trees. That's what's represented in the stones. You're in there, you're looking at the light, it's pouring down at you, you're at the center of the world, and there's a great piece of music playing, and it's an indication that everything is stacking up along this one pole. That's what it's supposed to produce. That produces a religious experience if it works properly. You know that, you go to rock concerts, you go listen to music, so what the hell do you think you're doing there if you're not having a quasi-religious experience? You think you'd go otherwise? And just because you don't know that that's what's happening doesn't mean it isn't what's happening. People have been gathering together in groups and transcending the limits of their pathological individuality through music and ritual since the beginning of time. Why would it be any different for us? And the light's there, that's what the light show is for. It's the same thing, it's just that the religious element of it is stripped away, partly because we've criticized that to death so carelessly that we can't integrate it anymore into ceremonies like that. And I mean, fair enough. But it's not like that comes without a loss.